Okay, here we are at Curator's Voice, our project, and I wanted to introduce Lamia Khorshid in her exhibition Hotel Saint Michel, which is based in the photograph she took in the Hotel Saint Michel, Place Saint Michel in Coral Gables. This is a very long story about the hotel and about the motivation of the artist to take her photos there. She's going to tell you later. But as a curator, I wanted to spotlight the power of the photograph in which she presents herself as a self-portrait, as a personal mythology about a reproduction of some segment of her life. She is going to explain to you later. This is her wedding shawl in here, or the remnants of the wedding shawl. And this is one of the rooms of the Hotel Saint Michel. And in this one in here, she presents herself in a way that you can perceive her intensity, her emotional sharpness, and perhaps a little sadness in her face. With this, I just wanted to invite you to visit my curatorial project, the Lamia Khorshid Hotel Saint Michel, in Curator Voice, our project, Northwest 2nd Avenue, in between 25th and 26th Street, Wynwood Art District. Thank you. Okay, let me introduce Lamia Khorshid. She originates from Egypt and she lives and works in America. She lives in Miami, she's a local artist, and she teaches photography at the University of Miami in Florida. Lamia, I want you to tell us what is the main motivation of the Hotel Saint Michel and how did you get to this exact photograph in here? Okay?
Okay, thank you, Milagros. This is a piece called Wedding Shawl that I first created at the Hotel Saint Michel. I checked into the hotel because I was going through a particularly difficult time in my life. I was coming to terms with my recent divorce, and it had been quite a long relationship. It was a period of my life where I had some stability for 9 years, and my idea of home was changing. And I wanted to make some work that was about the experience, how I was feeling, what I was going through, and I was contemplating the idea of marriage, domesticity, home, relationship, property, ceremony, and I started here with this piece. I brought some mementos with me that I used as props in the photographs. For example, in this particular photo, I had the wedding shawl that I actually wore at my wedding day and the bridal comb in my hair. Obviously, the wedding dress is missing, signifying a loss, and honoring the part of our lives when we have to say goodbye. We have plenty of pictures of the wedding day. Very rarely do we have pictures commemorating the divorce, which is another chapter of our relationship. Now, in this particular image, it was very important to me to get my reflection in the mirror. So here you have a sort of diptych divided by this very strong vertical line of the wall and the dresser. And in the first image, I am holding the gaze of the viewer. I'm looking directly in the camera. In this side image, you see that I'm the gaze is viewed in a side profile. So you also find different elements within the space itself, such as this frame that you have a variety of relics, including a photograph of a man in a bow tie. And the way it's arranged right above my head could reflect and symbolize my ideas and memories of the past, and the man in a bow tie could be symbolic of my memory of the groom.
Thank you, Lamia. Then you will continue explaining some other wonderful, magnificent photographs in here, each one of them touching feminist orientation and reflections. Thank you.
Okay, so in these pieces, I'm going to talk about estate, and then we'll move on and speak about this image called staircase. In this particular image, I set up the shot in the foyer of Hotel Saint Michel. That is downstairs. This is the main entrance of the hotel. And I am posed seated on the right-hand side of the hallway. In this image, I was thinking about the photographs and paintings and portraits from art history when the wealthy upper class will pose inside their own estate to commemorate their property and their social class and their wealth. Here, this is neither my property nor am I a member of the wealthy upper class, as you see me posing barefoot in the foyer of the hotel. I was thinking about the idea of the hotel as a temporary residence, as a temporary home, and in this image, the collapse of my marriage actually coincided with the collapse of the real estate market. And here we have different ideas about property and ownership. We have some images on the wall reflecting the different estates on the water. And we also have this grand piano on this side, an image of an antique piano. In this image, there's some hidden memorabilia. I'm wearing a locket which is open. And in that locket, there's a photograph, the photograph of my engagement day. It's actually a portrait of me and my ex-husband, and we are actually kissing. So there's a hidden memento in the photograph, another memorabilia that I did bring with me to the image. But here you can see the grandiose space and the architecture of Coral Gables in the City Beautiful movement recalled Mediterranean revival style architecture, which is very close to my heart since I am of Middle Eastern heritage. And that's why I chose this particular hotel, along with its very traditional decor, which was highly conducive to this idea of the tradition of marriage. Now I'm going to also take you to a piece that is called Estate. Here, this piece is about ceremony, in particular the bridal staircase where the bride can rejoice and pose cascading with her wedding dress. And in this one I wore a vintage white dress to recall the bridal portrait, but my expression is very serious and contemplative because this is not a joyous affair. And what I find interesting in this photograph is this framed piece about the history of the structure itself in Coral Gables. And it has photographs of the outside of the building taking up the city block. And it also has a little piece, which is a photograph of the entrance foyer with the hanging lanterns and the arches and the tile floor. This photograph echoes my image that I made, and I think that the pieces can start to have a relationship within each other, where you can find pieces here that are echoed in the other photographs that I made. And here it's very formal, the actual diagonal lines of the staircase, the diagonal lines of the ceiling, all framing me within the image.